Welcome back, people. It is episode 18 of season 4 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We are back. It is great to be here. Road show this time around. Vince and I are not sitting next to each other if you're on the YouTube. We have a fair amount to get into, but before we do that, this is a gentle reminder, ASMR version. Please go follow us on our YouTube and Spotify and all places you get your content.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Now, with that, we have a fair amount to get into. No strange and unusual this week, but we have a fair amount of NBA talk to get into. The White Sox might not be as shitty as we thought, and a full-blown draft review. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They'll probably be wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back. It's the Taxi Squad. Yeah.
Vince, how you doing?
I'm doing so good, man. I'm so excited. This is going to be like an NBA-centric pod. I have so many opinions. I'm going to give so many opinions today.
So many
anybody
opinions.
is ready for it.
You ready for it?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to going to St. Louis with you this weekend, bud.
Hey, man. Boys are going to be in St. Louis. We're going to
Yep.
be jumping around the stadium or ballpark village, as the locals would call it.
Oh, yeah.
If you see us, say hello.
You might just get
If
a little
you-
free T-shirt.
You might get some free swag out of it. We're going to be at the Battlehawks game. Plan is to be at the White Sox game on Friday night where they play the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So that's going to be sick. And, hey, it just happened on a whim, by the way. Just looked at the White Sox schedule just out of a shit and giggle. And they are there the same weekend as we are.
Yeah,
So
because you
it's
guys have known
manifest
we've been planning on doing this, and we didn't even
Planning.
check to see if the Sox were playing. And we're like, oh, they're playing the Cardinals, a National League team, right now. It's too good a luck. So hopefully we can make it. Hopefully we can all get down there in time. Should be a fantastic time.
We're in walking distance. It's like 4 blocks away from where we're actually going to be. So I'm down to clown. Even if we get there a little late, whatever. Busch Stadium is sick.
Yeah.
It is a really cool area. And, hey, I'm in KC this week. So,
Yeah.
shout out
can
to
you smell
KC.
Pat? Does it smell like Pat Mahomes out there?
Oh, yeah. It smells like Brittany Mahomes' upper deck roof mouth.
Pardon?
And her top of a townhouse mouth. It smells
oh,
like
Lord.
that.
That's
And then-
gross.
Yeah. And then Taylor's flat ass.
oh, man.
You know. It's not
All right.
not thick. Like, if you think about it, Trav has to destroy that.
Jesus
Like-
Christ.
What he does. Like, come on, you have to think about this for 2 seconds. Like, she's this big.
Okay.
And if you look at the women he dated in the past, they were some thick mamas.
True.
So that's why I do believe she's a plant. Okay. I don't care because he's
Could
never
be.
dated. I'm telling you, she goes from dating skinny fucking tattooed songwriters like Maddie Healy, and now you date a Viking. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. A Viking as in character, not as in team, just to be abundantly clear.
No, look at the fucking guy.
I know, he looks
an
like a
ogre.
Viking. I am inclined to believe you because I've been a noted Taylor Swift hater for a long time. I love Travis Kelce. Style God. We've went through this many a time, in my opinion. Style God for me. So I'd be cool with
Totally.
that. Maybe strange and unusual this week is Taylor Swift an industry plant? Because, listen, man, I don't listen to her, but I did my due diligence with this new album and gave a couple songs a listen. And God, I don't get it. I don't get it one bit.
It's all about Maddie Healy, dude.
I know. And then there's a couple other songs, and doesn't she throw a roast?
Songwriters.
She
What?
throws a roast at somebody in it.
Yeah, she
Kim
roasted,
Kardashian.
Yeah, for what did she do to you? Did you bang Kanye?
Oh, I guess it was part of the whole Kanye and Kim Kardashian thing, and Kim Kardashian got people to hate on her because Kanye wanted to say that he had sex with her in a video, and then she was like, "I'm sad that I did that." I don't know. There's a whole again. I've been I've gotten too deep in the lore. Luckily, I have people around me that will explain it to me, so I don't have to dive into Swifty-ness. But yeah, no, that worst thing I've ever heard. Getting that opinion on it on top of what I heard, I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm still out, man.
Well, he made that bitch famous. God
That
dang.
is as the song suggests, man.
But her writing is so cheap, okay? I'm sorry. It's the cheap. She only writes about things that happened to her a year ago.
Yeah.
Or some guy she banged that broke her heart. It's like, listen, you, after dude number 35, you can't talk about how many times you've been fucking heartbroken. Because at this stage of the game, just break up with Kelsey so we can get an album out of it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Swiftie, by the way, and you're listening to this, first, random, wild crossover. But second, you're allowed to like what you like. So I'm not going to yuck on your yum. But what I will say,
live your best life.
Right. What I will say is, I think that a lot of it is manufactured in that way. And she also found her own algo. She has her own algorithm. Like, she's at the point now where it's like, regardless of what she does, she is main news everywhere. So, like, I can't hate on her that much because part of me is like, I wish that happened to us. But then the other part of me is like, this isn't fun. This isn't good. I don't understand how people like it. It's crazy. It kind of reminds me of the royals. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Queen of England. Because I'm like, how do you guys, why do you guys care about that at all?
I just feel like we're in such a time in the world where do people really, like, nobody really has a true antagonist in their life. Like, she is the main character. Time out. She is the main character in her world, right?
Yeah.
And God bless her that she can be, because I feel like we all want to be the main character in our world.
Listen,
Hence
brother,
why
this world is my world, my guy.
the world is mine, as David Guetta would say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's half the
You
reason
say
why we do this stuff, right?
Hold on, you say Guetta?
That's his fucking name.
Guetta.
It's Guetta.
You don't pronounce the U.
How do you? No.
Yes.
Potato. Either
Come on.
way, we all want to be the main character in our movie.
Yeah.
And every good movie or good story has an antagonist.
Yeah.
But once again, this bitch can't have this many fucking antagonists. It's like after 35 antagonists, John Mayer, Matt Healy, who else?
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I still have a theory that she totally...
Joe Jonas.
Taylor
Lautner.
The list goes on and on. The list... British. Matt Healy, right? So... And now Travis Kelce, and she's going to write an album about that one day, too. If they get married, it's even going to be sappier than fucking ever.
Oh, yeah. No, we're in for something if they get married. But, you know, I think I am under the impression that people are going to get over it at some point, but it doesn't seem like it's ending anytime soon. So maybe just buckle in and get used to it, and then we'll move on from there. But I think that's enough T-Swift talk. Do you agree?
I got one last thing.
Yeah, please.
Whether you're Taylor Lautner, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, sooner or later, nobody gives a shit.
Right, but this has been an
show.
outstanding run.
Yeah.
My sister saw her in like 2007.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
Hey, that's a little self-awareness. Self-awareness is also important when it comes to baseball, especially the team that we follow, because we are humbly aware that we are now, again, the worst team in the entire league, and It seems like that's going to happen. But do we have an MVP candidate on our hands, Mike?
We might, man. This guy's been the hot beef injection Taylor Swift might need to keep her career going. But with all of that, Tommy Pham's a fucking legend in Chicago already, and he's been here for a week. I think he's played 6 games.
I don't know
a fucking
why.
Dog.
He played in a World Series last year. I don't know why he wasn't picked up. I know, like, he did the whole Jock Peterson slap him in the face thing not too long ago, but 350 average, 7 hits, 4 runs, 20 at bats. Obviously, we're grasping at straws here, but pretty damn good, man.
Well, listen, He looks to be the
Are you
part.
looking up his stats right now?
No, I'm looking at the standings.
Oh,
But
okay.
with all of that, yeah, Tommy Pham has been the hot beef injection of the Asian persuasion
Where's
we've
this
needed.
hot beef injection coming from?
I don't know. Mine's in the gutter. But either way, I'm re- I'm really I'm really excited that he's doing well. Andrew Vaughn can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn, and we drafted him
Are we
to
going over
be
bust
a hitter.
alert now? Is he bust?
No, I don't think he's a bust because he's had 2 consistent seasons, and I think he'll figure it out. I just think he's in
Not
a little bit of a
great
slump.
though. He seems
Ben
so middle of
Sheets,
the line.
dude.
Ben
Gavin
Sheets?
Sheets is Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets is hitting the cover off the baseball, which is
Yeah.
good to see. And it's not like he's just hitting for power. He's actually hitting for average, which is very good. The rest of that infield is just like, The pitching is okay.
Yeah.
It looks to be better than it has been in a minute. Kopech is doing a wonderful job in the bullpen, but then again, we also have 6 wins. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're looking at everything through rose-colored glasses because other than that, it's hell. To give people some updates here, it
Yes.
seems. Oh, yeah. Also, Jackson Holiday sent down. And did you see once beloved Chicago White Sox sent down to Palm Beach, Mike?
who?
Jose Abreu sent down to work on his hitting at Palm Beach. He has played horribly this year.
Dude, that we could have seen coming a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Jose always starts the season cold. He always did. And then usually, like right before the All-Star break, he got hot. And then he
Yeah, but they were in a dome.
transfer that momentum too.
The argument to that was like weather. But now they're in a dome. So, like, what's the argument to that?
Maybe he has things to work on. You know who we need to talk about on this podcast right now?
Who is that?
Eric Fetty.
Yeah, he's been an absolute monster.
Eric
I just pulled up
Fetty
his
has
page.
won 3 of his last 4 starts.
Yep.
The guy is pitching his ass off. And like his ERA is like 2.8 right now.
2.6 right now. He's 2-0 on the season and 6 starts.
Right.
I'll take that.
I'll take that all day. And especially as a guy, where we have a roster right now where we really don't have an ace because we traded all of them. I'm in for it. And I think it's kind of the little good underdog sweet spot story we needed because we're not into winning baseball games, but drinking milkshakes.
We just needed something, and that's what we got. So
If you
that's
have
them.
a milkshake and I have a milkshake, you lose a baseball game.
One other thing that we haven't seen in a long time, Mike.
Yeah.
Houston Astros at the bottom of the American League West.
Dude, second worst team in the AL.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
It's
with
the
that.
ass blows, and it's us.
Yeah.
You know
if
what?
you see
if the
like
Astros
some blue
are horrible-
reflections on me right now, guys, I have blue lights under me. I'm gonna fix that at some point. You see that?
Why? You
Am I
look,
showing blue?
You look like you're in the club.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the club. No, I retired. We
Welcome to
talked
the
about
Taxi Squad club.
this. It's
we
just a bunch of
got,
TVs. It's just a sports bar
It's just a sports bar. It's the club.
with chicken tendies and honey mustard. That's all we need.
Mike's got jazzy paintings in the background. Look like a fucking Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. Guardians leaving the AL Central and the Orioles
course
now
they are.
without Jackson Holiday
Well-
at the top of the American League East.
I've been in Kansas City for the past 2 nights now.
Yep.
And one thing I have come to an understanding is, one, they like Royals baseball out here.
Oh, yeah.
They're fans. And second, the Royals are pretty good this year.
Yeah,
They're winning a series right now in Toronto. I think last night was their last night in Toronto.
19-13 on the year.
Yeah, they look good. And potentially a team to worry about. And I still can't believe they won in 2015. So in not even 10 years, they already look like they're turning it around.
Well, all right.
Salvador Perez is still on the team looking like a
30
dog.
games in, 132 left.
What?
The White Sox were the best team in the league in 2016, and they didn't end up making the playoffs. So
Yeah, and we all knew that was going to happen. Yeah, both teams started out like a bat out of hell. The White Sox and the Cubs, they're like, a White Sox Cubs a World Series could happen at this pace. And
I
we
would
all
like
knew,
to
no
just
shot.
give the warning shot that many things can change by the end of the season this year. Like if the Royals are second worst in the AL Central after be above the White Sox and they lost more than they won, then it's going to be all for naught, kind of.
Yeah. They're fucking horrible. All right, they're horrible. This is the worst baseball team I've ever seen.
Oh
And a lot of
yeah,
people,
without a
a lot
doubt.
of people question like, "Oh, well, aren't you a real fan?" It's like, no, I am a real fan, and the
What do you want us to
entire fan
do?
base is frustrated. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna waste time out of my day and waste money of my own that I work pretty fucking hard for to go watch a bottom of the barrel minor league franchise.
Right. No interest.
I'm
They
good.
are essentially a minor league team. Mike, can we get something more exciting these days?
Just wake me up when September ends.
Well, if you do that, you're going to sleep through the entirety of the NBA playoffs, my friend.
I don't want to do that, Vince.
Don't do that because let's talk about the playoffs because it's hot. It's hot in the streets.
Playoffs?
Fun, cool fact I learned. NBA playoffs won't feature LeBron James, Kevin Durant, or Steph Curry in the second round for the first time since 2005. It's been almost 20 years without one of those three guys in the playoffs in second round.
The shit winds are blowing, Vince, and all the bitches are out of the playoffs. I love it. Anthony Edwards may be a love child of Michael Jordan. Can we just talk about that for 2
Yeah,
seconds?
we were going to get to that. Oh, yeah. That was a plan. That was a plan.
Oh, yeah. They move alike. They look oddly alike.
Yeah, I said that. I literally said right here, it says, Ann Edwards is getting the MJ comparisons, which, you know, I've been saying because I fucking have. I've been saying that for weeks now, boys.
Not weeks, Vince. Months.
Yeah, get it together. He plays. He's a slasher two-way guy. Absolute grit, grind, anger. I've been saying Ant's my favorite guy. Ant might be the face of American basketball at this point, and if not, it's coming.
Changing the guard.
And that's the whole point I was going to make here is you're kind of getting out of the LeBron, KD, Steph Curry, and you're getting into the Ant Edwards. Obviously, Luka's been balling. Jokic. Like, those are the guys you have to look for now. And you're a little bit outside the LeBron, KD, and Steph Curry bubble. So, I want to go series by series here.
All right.
Knicks 76ers. Knicks 76ers.
Watched that game last night. What a game.
This is a 1990s playoff matchup. This is chippy on chippy on chippy. This is hard ball. And last night, so Tuesday, whenever you're listening to this, Tuesday, April 30th, Tyrese Maxey made a believer out of me. I've been a believer in Tyrese Maxey, but last night he goes absolute ham sauce. And especially against the Knicks, because we were essentially saying last week, like, hey, they're already cooked. Like, the 76ers were already done, but in our estimations. And we were hanging out this weekend. It was the same thing. It was like, we're done with the 76ers. They're not going to be good. Embiid is clearly gassed. He did get a triple-double, but if you watch the game last night, it was not a clean triple-double at the least.
It was the Tyrese Maxey show. I mean, the game went into OT. His knee is, you could tell he's not moving at 100%, but he's still out there. And I give him credit because in the league, I mean, look at Embiid, look at Dame Lillard. I mean, not Embiid, but Giannis. In Milwaukee, granted, Milwaukee came away with a dub last night. Huge win.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, though, I do believe Embiid's not 100%, and I believe that will ultimately be the demise of the team.
And he's also gassed to shit. He's so he's so tired. Like, it's not.
He could be a little out of shape due to the surgery and the rest of it.
That's what I think it might be. And also, I think he's favoring stuff because he is injured. And that's why you need this second guy. And this is kind of what they missed out on last year when James Harden was kind of trying to run the ship and he couldn't score for the life of him. And now you have Tyrese Maxey, who seems like he's kind of taking an approach where it's like, all right, well, this is my time to shine now. 46, 9, and 5 in 52 minutes. Holy shit, Nick Nurse. Keep playing the man. But Embiid still played 48. I think they need to find a time in the third quarter to really sit him down and have some guys on the bench that can take care of him. Their team is short right now. They had 6, 7, 8 guys play yesterday. Yeah, they shortened their rotations for the playoffs, but it's going to be hard for me to see. Even if they make it past the series, which I believe they won't, I don't see how they can get anywhere past the second round. Like, there's no shot in hell for me.
Like I just stated, I think it'll ultimately be the demise of the 76ers in this round of the playoffs. I still think the Knicks win the series.
Yeah, me too.
Right? And I know it's close, but they're going to go to Philly. What? They go back to Philly on Friday night?
Yeah, next game, and let me click on it to be 100% sure because they changed this shit a lot. They're going to be in Philadelphia game 6. They'll be in New York in game 7.
Okay, so game 6. Oh, so that's going to be tomorrow night
Game 6.
at 8
But
p.m.
lest we not forget, Mike, the last game in Philadelphia was like a Knicks home game. Did you see this?
Well, they're close, Vince.
I
New
know, but,
Jersey,
like,
Philly,
Philadelphia.
New York.
Show up. What are we doing? Why
Well,
why is New York taking over Philadelphia? That is not a Philadelphia move.
Every celebrity from New York shows up. One.
Sure, but did you see 76ers miss a free throw? They were booing in Philly.
Johnny McEnroe is out here, Vince. I mean,
Like the
that's how
tennis
you
player?
know. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not
Johnny
the guy
Mac is a New York legend.
like
No,
I know,
you got
but you
Johnny
can tell.
Mac. You got, of course, Spike is there.
I'm not, and in New York, yeah. I'm talking about in Philadelphia. They took over the damn stadium. It was
Like I said, it's close enough.
yeah. I don't
Close
know.
enough,
To me, it's like if Philadelphia is Philadelphia, then they will treat this series like Philadelphia treats the series. Like
Well,
we
I
know
feel like-
Philadelphia to be big fans of their sports teams. You have to go. You have an opportunity to get tickets before New York comes and eats them alive. Like you have to go to those games.
Well, you got to remember. I mean, New York last year they got a taste of it. They're back in it now, and they have a squad.
Right.
They have the former Xavier.
Why are you making
squad.
excuses for Philly though? Philly's the biggest shit talkers out here. This is what I'm saying.
Well, I think they know what we just discussed, Vince. That
Writing's
this
on
team
the
doesn't
wall?
have the yeah, like the
Yeah.
writing's on the wall. They're down 3-1. Now what was it? 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's embarrassing though. Like you I mean,
Well,
you go to
is it?
game 6 and you're trying to tie the series up and get a game 7 where you can win anything. Like they
Well, you
better
have to
show up
understand, like
tomorrow or tonight.
the Sixers showed some grit last night,
Yeah.
and they came back. They were down at one point. They were down 10.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter was a completely different team. And then they hit that buzzer beater to go and take it into OT to tie the game. It's fucking electric.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Max, who is it?
Tyrese
what's-
Maxey?
Tyrese Maxey. There we go. That guy's a dog.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, he is.
Wow.
And I think he just needed James Harden to get out of Dodge so we can show it. Now, looking at New York, they are a Tibb team. They are getting a lot of minutes to their stars,
Guards.
which happens with the Tibbs team. My
Guards.
concern is at the end of the game yesterday, or Tuesday again, Jalen Brunson was playing some ISO ball. Jalen Brunson was playing a lot of ISO ball, and it seemed like that was the plan for the Knicks, and that's not how a Tibbs team runs. Jalen Brunson's a very good player. He's like a number 1 starter on a playoff team. We know that for a fact now. But,
Sure.
like, you need to, like, keep being you. It's working. Don't be changing it around and be like, we got to go to our star, because that isn't working. Like, you have to do it.
Don't go change it just
To
to
try and please me.
please. See, exactly.
Yep.
He's got to sing more Joel.
Stick to it.
So, well, listen. When you look at a Tibbs ran team, two things are going to be real. Defense will be played,
Yep.
and the guards and most of anybody who's good on the team is going to be fucking maxed. They're gonna
Overplayed.
be
to shit.
absolutely
Yeah.
overplayed, exhausted. And by the time the next series comes around, they're going to be sore from the last. I mean, Tibbs tires his guys out. That's what he's
Yep.
always known to do, and he still doesn't learn from his mistakes.
Right.
So we'll see. I do believe they win the series. I do believe they end it tomorrow
Is
night.
it already over if Julius Randle's
should-
playing?
Tonight.
Right.
They end it tonight. This ends this evening.
Is it already over if
And-
Julius Randle's in the lineup?
Could be.
Because they're doing a lot of shit without Julius Randle. You forget that they have him on the team too.
Honestly, I just forgot about that. Yeah, no, if he's back tomorrow night, it's
Yeah, he's not.
It's just
He's
like-
not going to be, but it's more so just like,
if they're
oh yeah,
smart,
they have another all-star piece that they're not even playing right now.
if they're smart, they sit him the rest of the series, and he's like their.
That'd
their
be
focal
sick.
point.
I'd like to see him come
If
back.
they
We'll
could
see
do
what
it, if they
happens.
could do it, I love it.
I haven't even checked what his actual. How long this is going to last? I know he. Yeah, I mean he blew. I think he blew his knee out. We'll see if he comes back. It would be insane, but still, I don't know if they need him necessarily right now.
Well, hey, the more pieces you have, the better
Yeah.
off you are. Depth.
Right. Right. Okay. Celtics and Heat just ended. Game just ended.
I'm
Celtics
sad.
move on. Number one, we knew this was gonna happen. It was
I don't
obvious. Heat without Jimmy Butler was not gonna happen. Celtics ended up beating them by what is that, a 40 piece?
I'm Chris Daughtry over here like it's not over.
It's not over. Yes,
Like,
it
I
is.
am so unhappy.
It's over, done, finished.
Yeah,
Why,
but you
dude?
realize that's like
You
the
want-
end of the Heat era. That's it right
Sorta.
now.
JB might be
Jimmy-
back.
I don't know if Jimmy's coming back.
Where do you think he goes? New York? Is he back to Tibbs? He's not coming to Chicago.
Yeah, he kind of wrote that off. I could see
Yeah.
him going to. I could see him going back to the East. Well, he's still in the East, but
Yeah.
I could still see him. Yeah, maybe he would be a huge piece on that team for Tibbs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Tibbs loves him. So
Oh, yeah. And
He
he's ready.
loves
He's a
Tibbs.
dog. And I think he knows that some players are dogs on that team. So the Boston Celtics are very good.
very good.
Derek White showed up this game for sure. It was like the Derek White, Jaylen Brown game. They're hot right now. They're probably going to come out of the East as we've always taken it. But that one game was kind of a cautionary tale. Like, anybody can beat anybody. A team without Jimmy Butler can beat the best team in the East, if on the proper night.
Dude,
You know?
if there was an Eastern Conference Finals of the Knicks and Celtics,
Oh, yeah. East Coast burns down. You want to
It
know who's
would-
going to show
it
up
would-
for the games, Mike?
who?
Boston. Boston's going to show up to the goddamn Garden.
Boston is one of the best sports towns in the country. Of course.
Philadelphia's not?
Not when it comes to a shitty basketball team.
Oh, yeah. I guess they're a little more spiteful, but still, I'm still surprised.
I mean, listen, Boston, Philadelphia, New York, most of California, most
Chicago.
spoiled fucking fan bases on the planet. No,
Hey,
not
I mean,
Chicago.
well, if you
Not
take in,
recently.
right,
not
that's what I was
recently.
gonna say. Yeah, if like we
No
get a good
shot.
like one team every like 10 years that shows up. Like we
We're
had the
happy.
Blackhawks 10 years ago. The Bulls
Mm-hmm.
were great in the 90s. The Sox won in 05. You know, you can sprinkle a couple in here there, but we're not.
You
spoiled.
know what it's
Boston-
time for, Vince? You know what it's time for, Vince?
What
Bears.
right now?
It's happening.
Okay.
No, we're not talking about the Bears.
Oh,
Right now.
I was
Hey,
like-
they're next up.
Okay, I was like, what the
Look,
fuck?
you-
I was like, well, that's just not part of the show. Like, we're just
What the
skipping.
fuck did you think I meant, Vince? I'm not high.
I don't.
I'm just
I
saying
don't
that
know.
they're next up. You're saying it was the Blackhawks.
I see. I see what
Cubs,
you're saying.
It still hasn't been the
I'm
Bulls.
sorry.
though.
I was
15
lost
years.
in my soliloquy. My apologies.
Like, your face looked like you saw a ghost. You're like,
I was like, that's
uh,
not how the show works. It's never
I
worked
want to
that
talk
way.
about the NBA though.
We have so many more games to go.
There's so many, Mike. There's more games to
Dude,
talk
what
about.
What about the rest of them? What about the Suns? All right.
Vinny, I'm waving salutations to NBA.
Boo. Boo. Get him out of here. Kick him out. All right. Pacers at Bucks. Somehow the Bucks win last night, huh?
Dude, not only did they win, they won.
They
Like,
decimated them.
They
That was
fucked them
like-
up. Second
that
half
gave
was
me-
theirs, and they didn't have anybody.
That gave me team ball mentality.
Hell yeah.
No one over 20 points on the Pacers last night. You're going to need that from either Pascal or Tyrese Halliburton if you're planning on actually competing. Bobby Portis almost puts up a 30-piece. So shit talk we were talking last week. Bobby Portis is here to back it up. Shit, man. People are talking about Giannis coming back. It's probably not likely, but it's possible.
Well,
He
what's
comes
the
back
series at right now? What's the
3-2
series
right
at?
now. 3-2 right now.
Who's up?
Right now,
Milwaukee?
the Pacers are up one game. They go
Well,
to they go to Indiana tomorrow or tonight, whenever you're listening to this, and then they go back to Milwaukee after that.
If Giannis is in the game, it's definitely likely
Changes
they
stuff.
get it done. Yeah.
It
What's cool
changes.
for them though is they don't have to go too far. They literally hop on 94 and just go.
Right? Yeah, that's a damn good point. They probably fly. Let's be honest.
That flight's got to be 2 seconds.
Yeah, they fly private though. I mean, they're probably just hopping on the plane up and down, done, easy to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doc Rivers says Giannis and Damian Lillard very close to returning. We could actually see. I mean, I don't know about tomorrow for both of them, but you move this to a Game 7, Pacers at Bucks at Fiserv Forum with both of their stars back.
Could
We
be
could looking at
sick.
the Bucks moving on. I thought it was impossible, but goddamn it, if we might see it. All right, moving on. I feel bad for the Cavs and the Magic.
Dude, this series is a fucking snooze fest.
Do you want to know why? It's on goddamn NBA TV.
Yeah, nobody cares about them.
You can't, unless you have NBA TV, you can't just tune into it. And that's kind of the allure of games like this. Like, I want to be able to go and, watch the Pacers or the Cavs and the Magic. And I've been able to click in every now and then because I have a sign in, whatever. It's so dumb because these are two good young teams. The Magic, I've been saying they're kind of getting shafted. Paolo Banchero has been an absolute monster for them. Franz Wagner, same thing. The Cavs, I want to have opinions on the Cavs. The Cavs might be getting LBJ back next year. We'll see if he does one more homecoming to call it a career.
I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
You've gone back twice already. Just
No.
be done.
We still have, you want Jimmy Butler back. I'd take him twice.
Well, he's never come back. Of course I want
Right.
Jimmy back. I believe they should have built a team around
LeBron
Jimmy
James brought a
alone.
championship to that city. He can come back whenever the hell he wants. Let's be for real. If
Dude,
Michael Jordan wanted to get some
over.
NBA minutes,
He's done.
and
He's done. It's done.
Michael Jordan wanted to get some NBA minutes, he's not done.
I will say this on this podcast right here. I'm going to look deep into the camera.
Okay.
He'll never win another championship ever
Yeah,
again.
it's not doesn't mean he's done.
One would assume he should be done. He just
No.
wants to play with his kid.
You want
who
him to
averages
be done.
5 points a fucking game at USC, and then everybody wants to rub his balls and act
Yeah.
like he's some sort of fucking second coming.
All
When the
right.
only thing he's done is show up to USC practice and log his 6 minutes a game, and all of a sudden he's entering the draft. And that means that we should all get fucking excited for some stupid reason because he came out of LeBron's sack. All right. I don't need this shit. All right. I'm
Holster-
sorry.
Holster your LeBron takes for the Lakers Nuggets match. Holster.
No, I don't know. No,
Holster.
I'm not talking
We're coming
about
back to it. We'll be coming back to it in the time being, but holster it for a second.
it.
All right. So Cavs Magic right now 3-2 back in Orlando. Cleveland leads the series 3-2 right now.
I think a lot of people are. I mean, that game last night was close. I didn't get a chance to watch it because, to your point, it's on NBA TV.
Yeah.
I
the thing
caught
is
some of the
game
highlights.
before and the game before and the game before were all blowouts.
Well, the Knicks game was not a blowout.
I'm talking about the Cavs Magic. It was
Right.
Cavs Magic 104-103, but then it was 112-89, 121-83, 96-86, 10-point gap, and then 97-83. Like 15-point gap, and like they're not getting anything fun. But again, I like the young teams. Don't know how the Donovan Mitchell thing's working out. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. They seem really small. Don't know if they're going to be able to move on, but I'm like, hey, it's fun to watch.
Is Wendell Carter still on?
On the Orlando Magic? Oh, you better
Yeah.
believe it, dude. He's been dogging.
Yeah, the Bulls had him, traded him too.
We could have had Vooch, man.
And we also could have had Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, we could have had a lot of guys, though.
Do you remember that? It was between Michael Porter Jr. and somebody else, but like
Kobe
they
White,
said-
was it that year?
No,
Or
Wendell
was
Carter.
that the
same year.
Wendell? Was that the Wendell?
Yeah, and
year?
then they got rid of him. Imagine Michael Porter on the Bulls right now. That would be Michael Porter the other
We
night.
talked about it
Good.
last week. I think it's fucked. I think it wouldn't work at all. I think they would have made him a number one. They would have made him a number one option, and he can't do that.
True.
He's not a number one option. He's the third on the greatest team in the league. I think if the Bulls got him, they're like, clear house, get rid of everybody, surround and rebuild around Michael Porter Jr., and then he breaks his fibula and he's out for 2 years. Like, that's what I think happens.
It's what they should have did with Jimmy, but I digress. This
Break his
series,
fibula, rebuild around him.
this series is not one I've paid a lot of attention to.
Should
I've been really in on the Knicks Sixers. I've been really in on the
T-Wolves
on the
and the
Milwaukee.
Lakers or the
those series to me are just cooked. Like the Timberwolves are
Suns.
just too good right now.
Yeah. Well, right, and they're moving on. Lakers Nuggets, same
they
thing.
should.
Lakers or Nuggets are just moving on. One more matchup that a lot of people I don't think have followed as much because it's kind of a snooze fest as well once the guys went out. And that is the Thunder and the Pelicans. Thunder sweep the Pelicans, which makes sense because the Thunder's the number 1 seed. My question is, and from what I'm hearing from everybody, it's like people aren't talking about the Thunder. You're getting
Let them not talk about them, but that team's coming.
That's so when you look at this team, there is as deep as anybody can be. Both Jalen Williamses are good. Jalen Williams, EN, might be a star in the future. Like, he's that good. Chet Holmgren, we talked about it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we talked about it. That stupid commercial, we saw it this goddamn weekend. I hate it. Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey's the 5th or 6th option on that team. Like, they're deep, but they're young. So my concern is you go against the Nuggets or you go against the Timberwolves, if we're being 100% honest. Like, Timberwolves have Gobert and they have Cat. Like, they have guys that have played seasons. But no one is talking about the Thunder because they just smoked the Pelicans without Zion.
My dream Western Conference Finals is the Timberwolves and the Thunder.
That'd be awesome. I don't know. I guess that is possible because the Timberwolves are playing the Nuggets, which we'll get to in a second because I have some interesting takes on that. But let's talk about the star game. The Mavericks versus the Clippers. Every game's just filled with stars, just sucked into stars.
The game's on right now as we speak on Wednesday evening.
Yeah, so it just started. So by the time we're finished with the pod, it's not going to be over. But
basically, Dallas is up 10-9 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
What I think happened, I guess organically or whatever your opinion wants to be, the NBA put these together properly, in my opinion, these matchups. Like, Kyrie and Luka versus the big 3 in LA is kind of a badass matchup.
Well, Kyrie's playing his ass off, and him and Luka seemingly have figured out how to play together.
He's so good in the playoffs, Kyrie. Kyrie's the man in the playoffs.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Kawhi isn't playing tonight.
He's not playing again. Yes. So, what did he come in for game 3 or game 2? And then he did not play well. I think
I don't know who's logged less minutes, LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard over the past 4 years.
Come on.
Just saying.
No, you know. Kawhi sat out way more than LeBron.
Yeah, like, I don't understand guys like that. Like, okay, you go win one in Toronto, and then you sign a mega deal with fucking Clippers.
Yeah.
And
he's very injured.
Don't show
he's
up.
Very injured. He's
full of
can't
shit.
show up. But I do think he had complications with surgery this year because I don't think he'd be sitting out of the playoffs. That's crazy. I can't believe that.
I mean, this definitely helps Dallas's case, and Cuban's happy. So
he's not an owner anymore. You know that?
Oh, that's right. He did sell shares.
But they let him stay, and like he also has like his hands in the pot and shit. He just doesn't own the team anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
It is. I heard something today where Matt Barnes couldn't get to his son's basketball game. He had to get on a flight, and he called Mark Cuban, and he got him PJ and just flew him there. That makes me love Mark
That's
Cuban.
a friend. That's a friend right there.
All right, let's get to the 2 series that we've all been waiting for.
Oh, I can't wait.
Is that reasonable? Lakers Nuggets. Lakers are out of the playoffs.
Fucking thank God.
I have an issue with media, and I'm not the first one that's going to say it. I won't be the last one that's going to say it, but every single goddamn person, every person has one of 2 opinions, it feels like. The first one is the Lakers are a lot better than they looked.
Nope.
If they were more healthy, they would have been better. If their shooters would have played better, they could have won it. The second opinion is the Lakers got unlucky playing the Nuggets, and if it was like last year, the Lakers would be in the Western Conference Finals again. And both of those, I say poo-poo to you. I did some digging today, looking at how this roster turnover happened after they won the championship. And it all kind of centers around, and this is no hate to him, but it all centers around when they got Russell Westbrook. It's like Russell Westbrook came in, and they had to clear house so they could pay for the guy. And it obviously didn't work out there, and he's playing really well in the Clippers right now. But if you remember Kyle Kuzma on a team that isn't trying right now, but Kyle Kuzma. He was a beast.
Couldn't.
He was a beast for them when he was in. Like,
You
people were
think
talking,
he's really going to be the savior?
people were talking reach in the draft. He's going to be the next guy for LA, and that didn't happen. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who they've been playing the last 2 years and knockout, matchups. KCP, also not on the team. Alex Caruso, you ever heard of him? Remember, the Lakers have an issue with defense right now because no one's playing defense, and so the Nuggets can just kind of run on him. If they had Alex Caruso, that'd be a hell of a lot more helpful against a guy like Jamal Murray, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
Like, and outside of all of that, they're still not beating the Nuggets. The Nuggets are fucking so good, dude.
Right.
But
But
so
you know,
why
here's
does everybody on media, on like ESPN, on a fucking social media, everything, they're just like, they ran into a bad team. They're going to be back next year. Fuck no, they won't. LeBron might not even go back to the team, and they're going to be decimated outside of that. Like, what are they going to get next year that's going to make them better?
LeBron James is just he's a footstep follower.
He's
so
allowed to leave, though.
I'm
That's my
surprised-
argument.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone to Chicago yet. But I digress. So you go to
You can't
LA
wear
'cause
2-3.
I want to walk in Kobe's footsteps. Okay. Go ahead.
Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
I don't remember that.
Well, he went to LA because he wanted to do right by Kobe. And when they won after Kobe croaked, they were like, "This is for Kobe."
Jesus. Croaked was
What?
fucked. I guess
No,
he probably
it's-
did.
I mean, it's sad. It's true.
Yeah,
the
no, I
worst
know. I
year-
was there.
That was the worst year in recent memory. I was driving home from the city after a fun anniversary night with wife, and like literally, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Right.
Listening to the radio, it was horrible. It's horrific.
Yeah,
But
it was fucking
you know,
terrifying.
I don't. You can't say like he did right by Kobe's legacy because he didn't.
They won
He's
one.
right. Yeah, okay, they won
I
one in
know,
a
Mickey
COVID
Mouse,
year,
I get
and he
it.
acted
I
like
agree.
because he had to stay at a fucking resort, he was in a prison. So with blood coming down from the walls and all this. She's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that
And-
was
okay,
a fucked up interview
yeah,
when he did that.
Tell me about it. So, and then the other issue is, Vince, when you have a star player of the magnitude of LeBron James, he also chooses to play fucking armchair GM
Oh yeah,
because I need my guy. So you piss and moan
right.
and you push out Kuzma. You piss and moan and you push out all this young talent that would have helped
Correct.
grow the team for Russell Westbrook, the fucking unibrow, and then some other guys. And then,
Yeah.
okay, you piss and moan again, and then you get D'Angelo Russell, mutiny from the moment he walked through the fucking door. I think he had like 10 good games. So I don't
Oh,
wanna
he played well
hear-
at the end of the year this year. But regardless,
Right.
the same kind of thing.
Well, he's also sulking like a bitch-ass boy, like half that fucking team is, at the end of the bench while they're having a team meeting.
And also him
During
saying
a playoff
it's
game.
just basketball at the end. You're like, all right, miss me with that. I mean, I
Dude,
agree
like,
with you.
I could go on for hours about
Yeah.
the bitch level of LeBron James
I
and
am
why
inclined
he,
to.
just due to his overall attitude, is not a dog. He is not. Don't get me wrong. He's a great basketball player and he's generational in his time, and I will never dispute those things. But his character and the flaws of his character show in every fucking interview and everything that he's done.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to disagree with you. A lot of people would be like, well, he hasn't done anything super bad, which you could say. There's still time, I suppose, but he has.
Which
had a-
you could say he hasn't been that bad.
I need to stop doing that. I don't know if I'm catching that from you or the big T, man. We gotta see.
I don't. He started his school in Akron. All the kids failed. He's a total loser.
So we'll see where he
Loser
goes.
LeBron. Loser LeBron. That's what we're gonna start calling him. LL. Loser LeBron. It's
We'll
just
see if he goes
basketball.
where Bronny gets drafted. If
I
Bronny
don't
even gets drafted, I don't think he's going to. But we'll
He's
see how
gonna
that goes.
try and transfer to a school. Who knows? Maybe he goes to Purdue or somewhere where he can get more playing time. But he's proven that he's ass.
He's proven that he had a bad heart condition in the beginning of the year. Give the kid some time. I will not hate on the kid for being the son of somebody else. He has done nothing to you.
Okay, I'm not saying he's done anything to me.
Right.
Look at Michael Jordan's kids.
Yeah.
What's their greatest feat other than
Banging out Larsa
Larsa
Pippen. Yes, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. What about
So like
Scotty's
I'm not
kid?
gonna hate on the kid
Scotty's
if he can.
kid's- Scotty's youngest is actually looking like a dog.
Scottie Pippen
so-
Jr. is a good player. He's a damn
Yeah.
NBA player. You love to
Yeah.
see it. So
Yeah.
all right, last and most exciting of all of the, or second most exciting. I'll put Knicks and Sixers up top. The Suns and the Timberwolves. The Phoenix Suns, Mike. No. Not going to work, buddy. Won't work in that build-up at all.
That strategy doesn't work anymore.
You can't, and that's a thing that I want to say too. We're coming to a point where we've had big three for 15 years. Everybody's big three and everywhere, just big three and everywhere. If you're not watching, I'm sorry you couldn't see that cool thing. I was there. Big three. They need to get rid of probably not Booker, but Beal, probably, and get a point guard in there.
Well, listen, if they're wise, they get rid of KD, they get rid of Beal, save the cap hit, you keep Booker, and you build that team around him.
They already got rid of
Because he's
Ayton, though.
That's fine. You build the team around Booker because he is a dominant on ball. He's a dominant ball handler who shoots well.
He cannot bring the ball down, though. That's the thing. And he had quite a game last night. This isn't even a hate on him.
So let him be a shooting guard and go get him a great distributor like a Chris Paul.
So there was a guy on the other.
someone.
There's a guy on the other end of the court yesterday that would fit swimmingly into that team by the name of Mike Conley. And I don't really know why they didn't pick the guy up. Just like when they had CP, and I know they had to trade him to get Beal and all that garbage. CP on the Warriors was a wash. CP on the Suns, putting Durant maybe at power forward and then sliding everybody down, and Book gets to play shooting guard.
This look is not going to work next year.
It isn't. It's
KD. If KD's smart, he has his homecoming in OKC.
Yeah,
becomes just that veteran who
what's
shoots
he, the
lights
fourth
out.
option on that team though? They're the first in the West. This would be the classic KD move, but
Yeah, go ride the coattails.
he's still good, but he's getting old, man.
Or
he's
KD
not-
to the Bulls. KD to the Bulls.
I'd see, and that's the thing. I think Reinsdorf would be package deal, LeBron, KD, come, and then we'll see. Do you become a LeBron fan if he plays for the Bulls? Begrudgingly.
I'll still hate on him, but I'll root for the Bulls.
Begrudgingly. Yes, let's go. Come on, LeBron. Get to the Bulls.
I'll always
I'm
root
with
for the
you.
Bulls.
I'm with you. I want to see them win.
It's been difficult to do so over the past.
Yeah.
Listen, when the Bulls are great in Chicago, similar to when the Bears are great, everyone's happy.
The buzz is better, man. The buzz is better.
when the Bulls are great, Blackhawks are great, Bears are great. That's something we can all agree on, right?
100%.
And then there's those one-off asshole Packer fans that somehow are living in Chicago. It's great. I don't like you.
Like the different team, you clown.
We all come together on football and basketball. We dislike each other during baseball season.
Yeah. That's the beauty of Chicago, baby. It's the yin
Chicago.
and the yang.
Chicago.
At the end of the game, Frank Vogel gave an impassioned speech. Quoted to say, yelled so much that his voice could be heard from outside the locker room after the loss, per Shams Charania. We know the man well. Suns players weren't buying it. The outburst seemed forced and out of character. Vogel's eruption left players rolling their eyes. So they don't give a fuck either. And now they've been doing some PR rescue today, so it's Vogel's talking about coming back, and who's the owner? Matt Ishiba. He's saying the same thing, or Ishbia. He's been saying the same thing. He's Vogel will probably be back. We're not considering firing him, all that stuff. Lip service right now.
Vogel really hasn't been anything since he was on the Pacers.
He won one in L.A.
Oh, yeah, but that was the COVID year.
Yeah.
I still put an asterisk.
Some would argue that's the best possible coaching time you can have.
But just like the Dodgers winning that year, you put an asterisk next to it. I don't care. It's a COVID year.
Yeah.
Either way.
Because he didn't win on the Pacers.
You know what you say? You know what you say after a series loss like that? You walk in and you say, great season. And you walk out. That's it.
Honestly, probably a better approach because they obviously didn't want to hear it anyway.
Great
Can we-
season. You all tried so hard. Have a good week. Goodbye.
Good job, all of you maxed out players.
Yeah.
All right. Can we move to the most exciting person in the NBA right now, in my opinion?
Guy by the name of Tony.
Yeah, Tony Edwards.
Hey, Tony.
You move him from Anthony to Tony, he sounds like a NASCAR driver. Tony Edwards? I would
Tony
totally
Edwards does sound like an NASCAR. Well, Tony Edwards coming around left corner.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's the man. Couple things on Anthony Edwards. One, we talked about it. The face-to-face. Jordan has a quote back in the 90s like, hey, I might have some kids out there. Anthony Edwards didn't grow up with a dad. I'm sorry about that, but hey, some could say. One thing I want to say, coming out of college, do you remember what the conversation was about him?
No.
He went to Georgia. Georgia sucked, but he was the monster. So he was the number one pick for sure. And the conversation was, does he care about basketball? Does he like basketball? And I'm here to tell you that this motherfucker
That boy
loves
likes
basketball. Like, that's 100%.
I love all the shit talking he's hit to KD.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
KD's favorite player to watch, he
Jog-
said.
Jogging backwards down the court and just be like, old ass bitch.
Yeah.
like hitting him with the real grease. You gotta love it. I think he's the most electric star the NBA has seen. He's a guy who's impossible not to like.
Yeah.
He's a two-way player. He can shoot the ball from three. He follows his shot. He plays great defense. Just he is the archetype you want in the NBA today. He is like a Kobe. He is like an MJ. He has that
Alpha
mentality of I'm going to murder you.
Yep.
And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
He is legitimately just a terror. And you are afraid of that guy if you play against him.
In comparison to how we just talked about the Lakers, and we're like, they have two guys and they don't have a lot around him. You look at the construct of this team, and I'll be getting somewhere here. You have Connolly, distributor, true point guard. One of the last ones I've seen in a long time. You have a shooting guard that's an absolute monster at 2. Like, probably top tier player on your team. Man that makes the engine go. 3, you have Jaden McDaniels, I believe, but you kind of have a switch around for the couple guys there. 4 and 5, you got Cat and Rudy Gobert. So you have 2 towers up top. Cat can score. Gobert's always arguably the defensive player of the year. You have an alpha 1 at shooting guard, and you have a distributor at point guard. That's exactly what you want. Exactly.
I called this legit like 2 weeks ago. I said the Timberwolves have a real shot to be the representatives in the West.
Yeah.
Because of their size, they're probably the only team on paper that competes the best with the Nuggets.
Yep.
If
and
they get the Nuggets next round, which I believe they will.
They do, yeah. It's already
watch
official.
out. That series is must-watch TV.
This is the best chance for the Denver Nuggets to lose. I truly believe that. And that's part of me wants to take
against them on paper.
Part of me wants to take Timberwolves because I'm like totally in on this team. Like, I think this team's badass. But like also, you got to give credit to the champs. But I'm always going to root for
Rudy Gobert locks down Joker, presumably.
Hope and locks down is a relative term. Like, Joker's probably still going to get 20.
Keeps them at bay.
7. Yeah. Right.
Keeps them at bay. Then you have Anthony Edwards taking out Michael Porter. Or something along
or Jamal
those
Murray, honestly. He'll probably
Jamal
Murray.
Whomever their top scorers. So defensively
Cat on
sound.
MPJ.
Done.
And then you throw Connolly on KCP or whoever's playing that other position. So you're in a good situation. Did you see the press conference of Cat and Anthony Edwards sitting next to each other?
For sure.
You did, yeah?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, and this was so funny, but nice Cat reference, by the way. Anthony Edwards, they were talking about it, and they were like, what did you do differently this game to really take over this game and, get it finished? And Karl Anthony Towns is like, well, playing differently, so, I'm trying to stay a little more aggressive on defense, blah, blah, blah. Anthony Edwards is like, yeah, he didn't foul out. He's like, all he has to do is not foul out and we'll be all right. And then Cat tried to say something else. He's like, I just told you to stop fucking fouling out. That's all you have to do. And I was like, this guy is the man. Like, he's not letting him do his press, like, thought about conversation. He's like, you need to stop fouling out. And if that happens, we don't lose the game. And he was right. That's true. Because if you have both those guys in the middle, Cat spreads the floor and Anthony can just fucking dunk it on you. Like, what are you supposed to do? I love them. This is an obvious round one overreaction, but I love them. I think it's so fun to watch this team.
I am fully vetted in the Timberwolves for the rest of the playoffs because of this guy, really. I mean, Anthony Edwards, he's must-watch TV. You can't deny it, and yeah.
He was what they needed. He was the piece he needed, and this is sophomore season too, or third season, one or the other. He needed to make this jump to make this team go because you have every other piece except for an alpha one guy, and that's who he is. And, like, yeah, Cat's very good. Cat's a very good second guy. Cat's playing the Anthony Davis role to the LeBron right now, or the Pippen to Jordan, that kind of deal. So I'd like to see that happen.
Well, Vince, we are getting closer to that time. We are really getting closer to that time. So early predictions. I mean, every week we talk about it, but early predictions for the finals.
What do you
want?
Prediction?
What do you want? Tell me what you want.
What I want to happen is I think it'd be fun to see the Timberwolves lose. Or win, rather. I want to see them beat the Nuggets.
What the fuck? You just went on a love rant, and now you're like, it'd be great to see them lose.
Knicks Timberwolves.
That's your hope.
That's chippy and badass. What I think is going to happen is Celtics Nuggets, but I want to see. I want to see Knicks Timberwolves.
That's what okay. So I would love to see, because I don't think anybody's touching the Celtics in the East, but I would love to see Timberwolves Celtics.
Yeah,
I think another chippy series. I'm all in this Timberwolves podcast for first
right now.
Fans
and the thing is I think this is a Timberwolves world because I've been asking everybody, and they're like, the guy's a monster. He plays like Jordan. Like I think we're going a little hard on the Jordan thing, but it's true. He's playing like him.
Well, yeah, we're definitely, we're.
Well, this is Jordan 1985. This isn't Jordan 1992.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a young man.
The guy's a dog. He's a young man. He's got many years to grow in the league, and we'll have to pay attention to it. Now, before we get into the next topic, Vince has to tell you guys about something, about our next trip, and about who won the draft spectacular.
Cheer!
Who is getting some free merch?
Cheer! What's up, you clowns? Just want to do a quick congratulations to Dan for winning the Taxi Squad Draft Spectacular. Give him a hand. Again, we really appreciate all of you guys for participating. We're hoping to do more of this stuff soon, as well as get some more merch out there in the world. So if you're a Taxi Squad fan, hit us up on the email, taxisquadpod7@gmail.com. Give us your opinions. We're hoping to do in the future some more, ask the people. I want to hear your opinions. We want to hear your opinions. So, again, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for checking out our socials and helping us grow. And then hopefully we can bring this to the moon together because we appreciate you guys. So, stay with us. And now back to the show. Can we talk about the NFL? Are you interested in
Yes,
that?
we can.
You want to do that real quick? Thank you, everybody. That was my one singing moment of today's pod. We're going to go to St. Louis this weekend, Mike. And we're going to go see
You
the
can find me.
Battlehawks.
St. Louis.
We're going to go see the Battlehawks. We're going to hopefully see the White Sox. But we're going to go check out the UFL. We're going to go do first time as a full pod. You went last year.
Yeah. Hands across America. We're going to be united. It's going to be an awesome time. We're going to be out doing some friendly fan competitions.
Yeah.
So, we'll have some merch to give away.
And some videos on the social, man.
Yeah, we're going to be reviewing some baseball stats and some local St. Louis stats and, see who wants to play the game and join us to make the socials and make it a little fun and win some gear.
So look out for that. If you're in St. Louis, come say hi to us in Ballpark Village. We should be seeing you. We should be having fun.
Ballpark Village. Can't wait to go there. The merch, by the way, has come in, and it is fire.
Mm.
It is absolute.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, he's on the ceiling.
Hold on. Sorry.
Audio listeners, I'm sorry. He is on the ceiling. All right.
Sorry.
We got him back. Show us your dick.
Okay.
Show us your dick.
Okay.
Show us your
Okay.
dick.
Okay.
Show us your dick, Mike. Oh, there it is. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, move it from your dick, Mike. Whoa. Oh, no.
Whoa.
Chaos on podcast. Chaos on the pod, man.
Sorry.
There you
Okay.
go. Now you look handsome. There he is.
Everybody got a free show there for a minute.
There he is. Hey, you're welcome. Next time it's on
Right, free
Patreon,
show.
Sweet Pea.
That's for Richie. Salutations.
That's salutations, Richard. Yeah, looking forward to it. We're gonna have a blast. So if you see us, if you're around there, come check us out. Mike, this first topic you wanted to bring up, and I adamantly agree with you.
Yeah. Sean
ahead.
Payton just must think he got the best quarterback in the draft. He has to really believe that. So, in his post-draft interview, or after he drafted New Age Phillip Rivers, aka Bo Nix,
he hopes to be Phillip Rivers.
hopefully. So maybe he's more Josh Rosen than he is Phillip Rivers. But
Yeah.
I digress. So he came out in his post-draft presser and said, you know, we were posturing that we were going to move up in the draft and really pretending as if we wanted JJ, but we didn't do it. Instead, Pat and got Bo, which was our true target. And I'm sitting there like,
Okay.
why the fuck you lying?
Well,
Why you always lying?
look at the history of the guys he
lying.
almost drafted. Look at the history of the guys
He's
he
lying.
almost drafted.
He almost drafted a lot of people.
Yeah. He Drew Brees was in the room when he almost drafted Patrick Mahomes. That's a cool story. And the thing is too is Sean Payton has a great history of drafting quarterbacks. Like obviously, way back in the day, the New Orleans Saints drafted Drew Brees, right, Mike?
No, they didn't actually.
Oh, they didn't. So who is he drafted?
Sean Payton, to the record, you know, if you do look at what he likes, it's a game manager, runs the system, plays the game more like a point guard than he does a true home run hitter.
Right.
So, and I know those are two separate sport references, but stay with me.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
So it's a system guy. It's perfect for the system he wants to run. He also drafted his best friend out of Oregon and a guy that his family did adopt. So it's kind of cool that they
it's a
did
cool
that.
story.
It's a really cool story, and he gets geared up with his boy. And, you know, I wish the kid nothing but the best. I just think Sean Payton, to Vince's quote
He's
here,
Doc
is the
Rivers.
He's Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers. He's the reason that James Harden's on the Clippers. He had nothing to do with it, but he's the reason. It's the same shit.
He's the fucking guy. This is the most Chicago shit ever, by the way, and that's where Sean Payton's from. He's like, we were gonna do something, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And we stood pat and we got what we wanted to anyway. So
right. Yeah. And then it doesn't work out, and you're like, hey, you never know. Clock's wrong twice a day. And you're like, okay. Cool. Good talk, man.
With all that, yeah, like it is one of these situations where you're like, really?
I want to see him fail, man. I don't know why. I just don't.
No,
I
he's an
like
Illinois
him.
guy. I'd like to see him win, and he's kind of a dick. And
he's
he
overrated. He's overrated.
Verbally accosted Russell Wilson on a sideline. I'm in.
I know, but he's overrated. Can we say that at least? A little overrated, Sean Payton.
I mean, he's won a Super Bowl. He's been to
one
he got
Super Bowl.
Out of going back with a egregious pass interference call pass
that's true. They literally changed the rules in the NFL because of that.
Yes, so
I
clearly the NFL wanted the Rams in the Super Bowl that year.
He's equivalent to any other coach that won one, and that was a sick team, and that was a good time, and he managed it and he coached it well. But
it's like actors. It's like actors that win one Academy Award. That doesn't necessarily make you the greatest actor ever.
And if you win 5, it doesn't necessarily make you the greatest actor.
But Vince, do you know who the greatest actor ever is?
That is an opinion, but who?
LeBron James.
I don't know. There's a couple guys in Premier League that would argue with you.
Yeah, you got a point.
The NFL draft happened, Mike. Were you there? Did you see it?
I wasn't in Detroit, Vince.
Yeah.
I was actually on your couch,
looking
like a Polish uncle
Yeah.
in dress socks.
Yeah, walk us
in
through
gym
the dress
shorts.
socks and shorts, Mike. How does
You know,
that
it's a
happen?
long day, Vince. I was out training people, looking snazzy, similar to myself right now. Everybody got a free show there for a second. You got the whole fit.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, at the end of the day, one of my favorite things to do is take off the pants. And if you work in business, you completely understand.
Yeah,
When
you
you
free
put
the
on your
balls.
monkey suit, the last thing you want to do when you get somewhere to relax is, not release the demon. So
Yeah.
you put on gym shorts. I'm a big gym short guy. If I
Uh-huh.
could wear them every day, I would.
Me
So I did that, but I didn't have a change of socks.
too.
So I kept on the dress socks
Yeah.
and just roll with it. I could have ice skated all over Vince's apartment in socks.
Yeah.
You didn't even know.
Yeah.
But
It
with
looked
all that,
cool. It looked cool. You
we
probably saw
ate.
it on our Instagram. We posted them on
You
the
saw it on the
Instagrams.
gram. You saw the reactions. I was more so excited. I mean, granted, the draft was outstanding. We're gonna get into that, but the
Yeah.
pizza, dynamite.
Michael's. Michael's
oh.
on Broadway, guys. Michael's on Broadway in Lakeview. It might not be Lakeview. It might be Buena Park. I'm not sure.
It is.
Cracker
out of sight.
crust, square
of sight.
cut tavern style. Mwah. I've been
Out
on
of
a diet, but god damn it, I wasn't when we started eating that. I'll tell you.
No, the
Jesus.
diet goes out the window after that.
Yeah. So back on that train. And then we saw the Bears pick number 1. And
I was really surprised.
number 1, I would like to thank everybody for joining the Taxi Squad Draft Spectacular.
It was a success. I
It
think
was.
overall it was a great success.
Yeah.
We do have a winner.
Yeah.
Do we want to announce that?
Well, we
winner?
just did a
we
second
did
ago.
it. We did. Yeah, that's right. We did it in the break. I'm sorry.
We just
Congrats,
did a second
Danny.
ago. Hey guys, little peek behind the curtain. The ads are recorded after we record, so that way you can know. But yeah, congrats to my man. And thank you for everybody joining it. That's awesome. This is going to be something that we continue to do, and we want to get you guys more involved. So the more we do it, whether it's questionnaires, whether it's competitions and all that stuff, your support means the entire world to us. So thank you.
Thank you.
And what was cool is like going into it, we can kind of look at everybody's because the Bears took like 9 minutes to make the first pick.
Well, I think they took 9 minutes to make the first pick, even though it was a done deal. Caleb knew it was
Yeah.
a done deal. He wore
Oh,
Navy
done.
on
Yeah.
purpose. His girl.
Yeah. See, the thing is with
Although-
the draft,
All right, let's talk about this before we get into it. Who
Okay.
won the hottest girlfriend award?
Brock.
Brock.
Yeah.
Vince and I were perving a dish over Brock
Listen,
Bauer's
man,
girlfriend.
this is
Holy
a thing that
crap.
happens every year. And even if you're not even trying to look for it, you're goddamn going to run into a link somewhere that links them all and ranks people. What we know for a fact is that half of them to 3/4 of them
Southern-
will not be here in the next.
Southern Queen. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They're all
Russell.
gone. They're all gone. Russell Wilson. The only one that we all thought was going to be gone that wasn't was Brittany Mahomes. So I guess.
Yeah. And hey,
Bad
the
call there.
verdict isn't up. But to your point,
It
first
is. They're
overall
married.
pick.
They're married. You got to
Yeah.
count it. You got to count
Yeah. I'm in the city of Mahomes. But
Yeah,
either
true.
way,
it. Yeah, don't say that
the
too
fir-
loud.
the first pick in the draft, we knew this for months, and I just want to know when they
Question, though.
probably knew.
Supposedly it was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago that they made that
Doubtful.
decision.
They knew at the end of the year.
Yeah. Question for you. Were you 100% certain going into that pick? Because I was 96%.
Well,
I wasn't
you're a-
100%.
when you're a Bears fan, as Vince and I are,
Yeah.
you have this little voice in the back of your head telling you they could fuck this up.
Take the North
They
Carolina
they've been
guy.
they
Take the
they
North
could fuck
Carolina
it.
guy.
they could fuck the dog here. They could
Yeah.
really do it. But they didn't do it. They didn't fuck the dog.
Yeah.
And they got a dog. And this kid seems to be it. It just feels different this time. It has to be different this time, right? Come on.
Yeah.
You throw
Um,
enough shit at the wall, something's about to stick.
If you guys frequent shows like this, you're probably ran into a bunch of Chicago guys that are saying the same thing. And what your thought is probably, heard this before. Good luck, boys. Get out there and see it.
Sure.
Which I
Sure.
get, and that you're justified in believing that, like 100%. This feels different to me too. Caleb Williams is a guy that is a bona fide number 1 pick. the consensus number one pick to everybody, unless somebody's trying to feel a little different. But everybody knew he was going to be one, regardless of what happened. So I like it. I love it. I've been watching highlight tapes. I can't tell you how many highlight tapes I've seen of Caleb Williams. And then the ending of it is him just like standing there with a football, and then his jersey changes to the Bears. And I'm like, yeah, give me more of that. Like, I've been literally just like, woof, woof. Like, I was just a dog. I love this man. So yeah, I'm 1,000% in. I am 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% in on it. And even after that, and first off, the bear claw thing, which is the thumbnail of this damn thing.
Genius.
He didn't make it up though.
No, of course.
But it was, people were like, why haven't Bears fans thought about this? Like, everybody has. It was just like, he's making it a thing.
He's
like,
just our first Gen Z quarterback who's just trendy, paints his nails. He's probably going to be showing up like in like orange jumpsuits to shit, and
which
like,
is sick. I would love a style god, dude. Give me style god, dude. Can we
style god QB walking around big dick swing in Chicago? We need it. We need a guy who really the teammates buy into. Now, with the second pick in the first round, the Bears had 9. Now, if we look at this, 3 quarterbacks go in the first 3 picks, which we slated.
Yep.
Now, I was just so surprised at how many guys, how much, there was so little movement this year compared to last year.
There was
no trades in the first 10 picks.
This was one of those where, as we were watching it, I was like, is everybody going to get everything right? And we're going to talk about the surprise in a second. But my thought was like, everybody that joined this competition is all going to be right. Because it was just normal pick, normal pick, normal pick. Joe Alt, kind of a crazy move. But getting Rome at...
Not a crazy move.
Well, no, I'm saying like some people thought he was going to go to the Titans, maybe he
wasn't around for the Titans.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that was what the consensus was beforehand. And then it happened, and I was like, okay, good, smart for them. Getting Rome at 9, people had that slated back and forth, and even Ryan Poles was like, ready to go. And then the assistant GM's like, wait, patience, please.
Well, he did say that basically that they have like it's pretty impressive, these mocks that they have and these AI based statistics.
Did he say they had like 200 of them or something like that?
And he said 50% of them had Rome sticking at 9. But I just, what we couldn't have ever predicted in a million years is the Atlanta Falcons selecting Michael Penix Jr. at 8 after they just paid Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed
and didn't tell him
4 years, and they didn't say shit. I also read they didn't have him in a top 30 visit. They went to his pro day, they met him at the combine, and that was it.
So what the Atlanta Falcons have said is they said, we have Kirk Cousins. We're going to be competing for the next 4 years. We're never going to be in a position to be able to draft a quarterback in the top 9.
How do you know? How do you know?
That's right, but you got to plan for the future. That's what they think. And again, I'm not defending them, but this is what they're saying. So they go and pick Michael Penix, but there's issues with this. There's holes with this. Michael Penix is 26, correct? 25, 26 in like a week?
He's 25. He'll be 26 when the season starts.
So I think in like a week or two, he's going to be.
So hypothetically, if Kirk Cousins wraps up his contract, so what, you're going to have a 30-year-old?
30 years old. So that was my argument. You got to find a younger guy if you're going to groom him to be that, because then you're only going to have Penix for 6-7 years.
I mean, if you're Michael Penix right now, are you upset because you want to start?
Pissed.
And you're ready to start. You're groomed to start.
And you played your dick off this year to do so.
You played your dick off the past 2 years at Washington.
Right.
You had some of the best weapons in the country, granted, but all of that. You played in a national championship. You started 4 years in total in college, hurt for 2. Okay, but still, for that time of your eligibility, now you're an older senior that you played out your entire time. And you're ready to go in the NFL and start and make a difference. And now you're going to go sit behind Kirk Cousins because the Packers thought it was a good idea to do the same thing with Jordan Love. But to the point, Jordan Love was a fucking project. He was 20 years old. And it worked. But
this does, and we know this, what doing a move like this does is it immediately throws a little bit of a under the starting quarterback. Kirk Cousins fucks up for 5 weeks next year, and the entire city of Atlanta is like, put Penix in.
If I'm Kirk Cousins right
Unneeded.
now, how do you gear a trade up to New York?
You don't. You sit in your puddle of hundreds of millions of dollars and have a good time.
When they drafted him, literally, I think it was 30 minutes after the pick, not even, his agent was on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it calls and said, we were blindsided by this. Nobody knew. We're disappointed and upset.
Right.
Think about what they could have drafted at that. You could have drafted the
Right.
best defensive player in the draft.
That's why they were
You could have
pissed.
drafted another
Yeah.
offensive piece. You could have drafted another offensive lineman. There was so much you could have did there.
Hey, you want to
Trade
know what
him
would be
back.
cool on the other side of Kyle Pitts? A little Brock Bowers action. Maybe you get Fashanu. Like, there's options.
I mean, the Jets were ecstatic they got Fashanu. I have
Right.
no idea what the Vikings were thinking. Why didn't you just stay pat at
Yeah.
11? You traded to 10 and just swap picks, and then they get
Yeah.
like. Did you really think the Jets were going to take your?
No, what I
wonder
think was
Caucasian
happening is that
JJ
other
McCarthy?
teams. I think what happens was other teams were sending feelers out. Or
I'm sorry.
the Jets said, "Hey, other teams are sending feelers out. You
What-
got to get this."
When the
It's chess, bro. You know this.
I get it. I understand the Bears moved from what was it? They moved from 10 to 11 last year.
Oh
to
yeah,
take,
you get Fields. Yeah,
yeah. No, not Fields. They
3.
moved from
to get
back
Darnell Wright.
one-
Right,
to
correct.
get Darnell Wright. So that whatever. But with all that, like, okay, so JJ's going to the Vikings, which a lot of people are saying he's going to start right away, which I don't believe. He's I just don't understand how and who bought into JJ, considering how little he threw the football in college.
I think that the man by the name of Kevin O'Connell is a fan of game managers. Kirk Cousins is kind of the same mold. Like, Kirk Cousins isn't going to throw the ball that deep. Kirk Cousins is a little bit mobile, but not very mobile. He plays the offense as it is. So I think they kind of saw him as like a mini Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more athletic than Kurt.
But JJ McCarthy in 10 years might be looking exactly like Kirk Cousins.
We'll see. To me, it smells like Zach Wilson. God, when they zoomed in
I
on
don't
his
like him.
family, it just
Yeah.
looked like fucking seventh heaven.
Well, that's what we
Looks like a
said. We were like,
poster of
that is
7-Eleven.
like the most whitest, like, Catholic or
That is the
Christian
most
home I've ever
Caucasian
seen.
family I've ever seen on
Yeah.
television.
The
And then they flipped
terminology
to Michael
WASP
Penix
was made
family.
for that. Yeah.
Then they flipped to Michael Penix's family. I'm like, oh, family matters. I'm like, all right.
rather be there, bro. I'd much rather
Bro.
be there.
Did you see Michael Penix's girlfriend? No, Vinny.
Hey yo,
Hey,
horny
Vince
pod,
Fitzgerald.
horny pod, horny pod.
Horny pod this
Everybody,
week.
calm down. Fun fact: 2 Washington players picked in a row, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Penix Adunze, 2 in a row.
Rome-
I like that.
Rome Odunze, man.
Yeah.
He led the NCAA last year in the most 20-plus yard receptions.
Yeah.
in
I mean, and that
all
was
of
an
college football.
explosive offense in Washington.
Well, I
obviously.
agree, but like
Yeah.
you just think like how cool for Caleb that he gets to start with a guy that's coming in with him to be his designated weapon. You know, this
And
probably
2 other
means
Pro Bowlers, nonetheless.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. When you look at this roster right now, I mean,
Yep.
I get a half chub.
Yep.
And not only that, I mean, we'll get into more picks here, but I feel like there could have been a little bit more done for the offensive line in total to this draft.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some marks missed, and we'll kind of break that down. But
Yeah.
the excitement of Rome Odunze, and to hear the guy talk, I've listened to every interview on Chicago radio, Carmen and Yurko, basically all of ESPN 1000, because I really can't stand the 670 guys because they just, oh my God, make me want to vomit.
They drive me a little nuts too.
I just don't understand like why guys on the radio like purposely insult people who call in. And those guys do that constantly.
Yeah, where it's like, this idiot, and you're like, you don't know any better than anybody
You're-
else.
You are the stupidest human I've ever heard in my life. And how dare you? How
Can you
dare
imagine-
you?
Can you imagine if we believed all the shit that we said was fact? Like,
Yeah, that's those
dude,
guys.
we're always wrong. That's the whole point of this thing. We're often
We're
wrong.
probably wrong, and it might get rough.
Or literally,
Well,
right?
welcome
Literally, our theme song is like they
It's
talk
the
about
Taxi
sports and
Squad.
stupid stuff. They're dumb. We're dumbasses. Like that's the point
Yeah,
of
I
this.
mean, sometimes every now and again a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Exactly. Yeah. Crocs
But
are wrong
without that,
twice a day.
I'm
Whatever.
stoked for the Rowan Dunze pick. Now, if you look at the rest
Yeah.
of this draft, the rest of the first round, I mean, there was not one defensive player taken until what was it, the 15th or 17th?
I want to say 15th, and we were saying that in time too. It was like, yeah, it was
all offense.
Latu was
all
the
off.
first edge taken at 15.
And then Dallas Turner drops to the Vikings. The Vikings had an insane first round.
Yeah, they're gonna, they were kind of looking for that replacement at edge, and getting Dallas Turner is like obviously 10,000% a good move, especially the value at 17 to get that is fucking awesome. What they did do as well though is give away a lot of assets in the process. So they better hope that JJ McCarthy works out. They got Aaron Jones. They added some people to their defense. Like our division's gonna be crazy next year, dude.
Well, this PSA announcement to all the Packer and Minnesota and Lions fans out there, we're coming.
Yeah, but next
Bear
year,
down. Oh,
Or-
we're coming.
Bears
I
third in
mean,
the division next year.
I don't think it. In my opinion, if you don't win 9 games next year, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
the only thing you need to do is win more games than you did last year.
Right.
And what I do love about Roma Dunze, he's like, they're like, what do you think about the Packers rivalry? He's like, I'm a Bear now. He said, I look at green, I want to puke. He goes, I'm not losing to them. I'm like,
Dog.
yes.
We
And
need
the
that.
Montez Sweats comments. Now, the rest of this draft, if you look at the third round, we took Kyron. I can't even pronounce his last name.
Kyron Amagadaje, I believe.
Amagadaje.
Something
Now,
like that.
fun fact about
Israel
Kyron.
Donajee?
Israel Donajee. Kyron went to Hinsdale Central High School.
Yes.
And is a longtime Bear fan. And this pick is just.
And
And
he's
if
an
you look-
Ivy League man.
He's an Ivy League man. Started at guard the majority of his college career. They moved
Yep.
him to tackle this year. Played injured half the year, so you kind of know he's a dog. Long, 6'5", 3+ bills.
Big dude.
Big cat, can play inside, play outside. You already have enough depth right now. But you know what? If Braxton Jones doesn't play out the way you want him to, you have a potential backup that you
Whom
drafted
we've
in the
talking
third
about.
round.
And then this has always been the argument too. One of them goes down because they're going to go down. What is your replacement plan? Well, goddamn, this is a good one. If he
And I
doesn't end
trust-
up starting, then he's going to be a great backup for this.
And you trust Poles with this. I think this is
He's
a
an
great
offensive
pick in the third
lineman
round.
guy. He's that
Yes.
guy. Yeah.
He was an offensive lineman who also played for the Bears. Now, with
Best pick.
the
Best
fourth
pick.
round pick at 122, the Bears selected Torrey Taylor,
Dog.
a punter from fucking Iowa. Are
He's
you
the new
kidding
McAfee.
me?
He's the new McAfee, man.
No,
Um,
fuck this dude. No. Okay, let me go on a rant.
Power
This pick, okay, is ridiculous. You could have waited you could have traded back in the 6th round, 7th round, and take a punter. Fine. The 4th fucking round, for a that's the best guy on your board in the 4th round. Really, a guy who punts. Vince, do me a favor. How many punters can you name active in the NFL today? Go ahead.
Active punters right now.
Yeah, off the top of your head. Go ahead.
Tressway. I got Tressway from Washington. I think it's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, one's better than 0 though.
Okay.
How many can you name?
None.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but one's pretty good. I mean, you got to give me credit.
None. You take a
No
punter
credit? Come on, dude.
Dude, there were so many other needs on this team.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And you're going to look at this and say, oh, yeah, and Poles we trust with the fucking punter. It's like, were you taking a shit and you accidentally wrote it at the top of the list of your next up and be like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I got to take a shit. Just whatever you do, here's the list. Follow the list. I'll be right back. And he got back from taking his shit, and they're like, hey, we took a punter. And he's like, what?
He got a lot of practice, that's for sure. Iowa was a punting school.
Dude.
I'm with
don't
you. I
sound-
want to put some positive to it, okay? Okay?
Dumb.
Christ, I wasn't a
Dumb.
good pick. You're not supposed to pick it. I think it was probably a power move. I think it was like, I'm that guy.
Ego.
And
Ego.
you don't want to do that. You shouldn't
He
play
just-
with the draft like
He
that.
just decided to say, "Oh, I'm going to put my shot on the table because I've had
There's
such a
one
wonderful
thing for
draft for this
sure.
night." What?
There's one thing for sure is he is the best punter in this draft.
Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do.
We got the best quarterback in the draft. We got a top 3 wide receiver, and we got the best punter in this draft. Look at us go. Look at the value by position.
Let's talk about some guys who have been drafted in the 4th round over the past year. Okay? And let's talk about who we'd rather have.
Okay.
Ladarius Sneed.
Yeah, I'd rather have him.
4th rounder.
Yep.
Robert Mathis.
How long ago was that?
10 years ago, but he was a 5th round pick. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He was 4th?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
4th round draft pick. So when you look at the value that you could have had at that pick, and they said they claimed.
I mean, obviously it's not punter. Obviously.
And then you come back in to the 5th round to take Austin Booker, defensive end, Kansas.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are looking at to be probably the steal of the league.
He was a good player. Kansas was a good team.
Kansas was a good team, but a lot of people and a lot of scouts are high on him. He just didn't have enough playing time.
Right.
But he's long and he's strong and he's a guy that doesn't have to compete or play immediately. But if he can become like a Montez Sweat type, that'd be amazing.
I'd like it.
Or if he could become the yin to the yang, be sick.
One guy that I think Herbert's going to like a lot, and my guy, Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey, and then not only that, but they took Jerry Rice's kid, which I think is huge. Yeah, right. Because, I mean, the lineage thing is awesome.
And he gets to stay in L.A., which is also sick.
Cooper DeJean goes to the Eagles at 8th in the 2nd. I think that was a goddamn misstep by the NFL. He should have been a 1st rounder. That's bullshit.
Well, I'm surprised the Packers didn't take him in the 1st round, if I'm being fair, because he would have fit in Green Bay. But, hey, dude, for him to play in Philly, it's a really Caucasian DB field there. I mean, God bless him.
Yeah, shout out to him. And then also Kool-Aid goes 1 pick behind him to New Orleans. Kool-Aid McKinstry is like very talented corner.
Spencer Rattler got drafted by New Orleans as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Everybody hates that guy.
Since
that doc came out on him, everybody's hated
him. As a high schooler, right?
Yeah, like even since he's been in high school,
and the thing is like I'm never gonna judge a high schooler. But nothing he did in college made him seem any better. Like he wasn't any better. A lot
of people throw out there that he played against really great competition in the SEC.
I'm talking about personality-wise.
Oh, he's a total dick.
Yeah, like all of his interviews, I'm like, this guy's kind of a dick. And we were following OU really closely when he was playing there, and then he gets moved, and South Carolina gets going. He's still kind of a dick. Like I don't know. There's not a lot to me that I'm high on with him. I don't see him being a quarterback in the NFL in 3 years.
Well, he gets to sit behind Carr and learn a system potentially.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on him. Hey, Joe Milton got drafted by the Patriots.
Yeah. Is this RG3 and Kirk Cousins?
No.
Drake May and Joe Milton?
I mean, Joe Milton can throw the football out of the stadium.
Bookmark it. It might be the new Kirk Cousins.
It could be. It could just be the opposite version. But I don't know. Hey, whatever they took Drake May. Drake May seems to be a raw talent that they're going to have to develop, and I don't think. Jaden Daniels, same route.
He's the most raw. Drake May, it feels like, going into the least good situation. That's first-year head coach, nobody on the team. They have no one. Their team sucks. Like, they're probably going to be worse than the league next year.
Yeah, they're going to be bad.
They're going to be so bad.
There was an argument with that pick that maybe you trade back.
Yeah, which is a Bill Belichick move, but not new regime. Wait. Robert Kraft wanted his QB. And, like, if they sucked again this year and they get the first overall draft pick next year, like, who's that, Quinn Ewers?
Yeah.
Like, who's the
there's
number one
always
overall pick?
there's
There's
always
somebody who comes
some
up.
there's
Yeah,
there's always somebody who pops up. Shador Sanders could be in the talks as well.
His dad won't let
You
him
don't.
go there.
Yeah,
I'm
I
starting
mean,
to turn
listen,
on Dion a little bit right now, Mike.
yeah, Dion's getting a little
He's turning.
mouthy.
Well,
He's
and
getting a
also
little
you
mouthy.
got to remember that UC started what, or UC Boulder rather started what, like 3-0, and then they went 4-10 or something like that last year, or 4-8 or whatever
well,
that is.
everybody knew that hype train was gonna
I know, but
land.
like, and they got a lot of transfers moved out, and he's still talking that shit. And you're like, I guess stay consistent. The other side of me is like, well, proof's of the pudding here. So if you guys suck, like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that made sense. Like, I expected that to happen.
This is cool. Jeremiah Trotter,
Yeah,
former
Eagles.
his
Yeah.
son goes to the Eagles, where he was most notably an absolute dog.
Yep, Jeremiah
in that
Trotter
league.
2.0 in the building, baby.
That is so sick for them.
Yeah.
You got to love that pick. This year was, heavy on offensive line
Yep.
and very heavy on wide receiver, which you do like to see. And the DBs selections. I mean, really, they got some dogs in this. Now the Commanders, everybody gave really high props to.
Yeah.
Defensive
I don't know about
tackle in the
Jaden, man.
Jaden just seems a little light in the ass for me. He doesn't
I
seem
agree.
like he's going to have to put on some size if he's going to compete long term.
I'm scared, like, if he gets smacked by somebody in the NFL, I'm afraid this is RG3 2.0.
Well, either that or look at Anthony Richardson. He played great for 6 games, and then
Yep. And then the only
absolutely
argument you
destroyed.
can make against that is you look at Lamar, and Lamar's slender as shit, but he still gets the job done. He gets injured, but not too long. Like, he can do it. So it's not impossible, but you just hope they can protect the guy, because obviously, like, the Commanders are in a similar position as the Bears, but less put together than the Bears are right now.
I still can't get over this fucking punter thing. I really can't. It's so stupid. You could have drafted a center.
Yeah.
That you desperately need. You could have
Mind
drafted
you, we
another
don't have Cody Whitehair.
guard.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Cody Whitehair was at the end of the road, but
right. But still, like, we don't have anybody to play that
what?
position.
You just look at it like, what?
We're gonna have to see, man. Maybe he'll be the best. Hey, Caleb texted him. He's like, "You're not gonna have to do that very much this year." So that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, a punter is really gonna get us to the Super Bowl.
Hey, they can be the be the make or break thing in a situation. Not the number one, but they can be. So if it works out in that favor and he gets us to a Super Bowl, I'm here for it. Fake punt. No one knows that he has a cannon. Maybe he has a cannon.
He's an Aussie, Vince. You could have gone.
Yeah, you might have played Australian rules football, and he just has like a cannon.
Yeah, you could go recruit in an Australian rules football game and say, hey.
Well, you're anti-Australian, so.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
How am I? Since when?
You hate the only other Australian athlete that ever played for Chicago.
Who's that?
Liam Hendricks.
Oh, Lord.
He hates Australians, guys.
No, I do not hate Australians.
Margot Robbie. Anti-Aussie,
Margot
dude.
Robbie is everything.
It's just because you like the T and A, not because she's Australian, You got to think of the person as a real person.
Yeah, okay. Just saying. Margot Robbie is where
Suspect.
It's not suspect. It's Margot Robbie. Wife knows.
True. No. No, I'm saying you're suspect about hating Aussies, not Margot Robbie's undeniable.
Well, no, I just dislike Liam Hendricks greatly because he would celebrate his Game 7 in the world. Oh, handsome.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You beat the allegations, Mike. Congrats.
Just saying. Well, with all that being said, Vince, I mean, who did you think won the draft? I mean, other than the Bears.
What team? See, that's tough, dude. I hate.
You never know. This is to me. It's just like
right.
X and X won the draft. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
I do have an answer for you though.
Go ahead.
It's the Washington Commanders.
Yeah,
you want to know why that's the case?
Why?
Because they also picked 2 quarterbacks in this draft, Mike.
Did they?
Uh-huh. Guess who the other guy was?
Who?
Handsome Sam Hartman, baby. Bring him to the Commanders.
They didn't. I don't see him on the draft list.
He's on the Commanders. So they signed him. He signed with them. Still, hot guy in Washington. Maybe a politician in his future. I like it. I'm going to give the Commanders an A grade for picking him up.
He's going to make his money as a backup.
Yeah.
And then go start car dealerships somewhere in Washington.
He's a hot guy, and you cannot forget that.
He's a good-looking kid.
He's a hot guy. What about you, Mike? Who do you think won?
You know, when you look at this whole situation, of course, you're going to look at the Bears and say, yeah, they won.
That's
Minus
easy.
the fucking punter.
You know?
Minus the punter. Still
Yeah.
give him an A-.
Yeah.
But if you look at it overall, man, I don't know how you don't look at the Chargers
Yeah.
and say, damn, they got better.
Yeah. Which they did.
I
That's
mean,
the Harbaugh way, man.
Lad McConkey, Junior Colson played with Harbaugh. So there's another guy. He got Brendan Rice. I thought he took his guy. I thought he took Blake Corum, but he didn't.
He didn't. No, he did not. I thought the same thing, but we flipped that up because we were having too much fun.
Yeah, we were having too much fun. But, man, I tell you what, the fact that Brendan Rice fell to the 7th round is truly insane to me.
Yeah. I mean, he was a monster last year. I was forced to follow him more than I wanted to because you were a USC man. But he's a difference maker, and he can be a little slot guy for them, maybe a returner and do some.
Oh, he's not a slot guy. He's too big.
He is at the 7th round.
I don't
He's
understand how he
fast as
felt.
shit, man.
That goes, dude. In other years, you have to understand that guy's a 3rd or a 5th round draft pick.
Yep.
This year, because of the depth alone, that's a steal in the 7th round. Once again, Bears. In the fucking 7th round, people are getting all this value, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
Vinny sneezed.
I mean,
just saying.
I just sneezed, but I muted myself because I'm.
You
a
sneeze
professional.
on it, it's real. But with all of that, I digress. Draft's over.
It's over.
Rookie minicamp starts in 2 weeks. We'll
See how that
report.
goes. Yes.
Congratulations to young Daniel on winning the podcast promotion piece. And with all of that, people, we have a trip ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we're excited to bring you some amazing content to it. So please check us out on
See you
all
this
the
weekend.
socials, wherever you see the socials. We'll see you this weekend if you're jumping around St. Louis. And with all of that, you got to know the drill at this point. So what I told you to do in the beginning of the show, if you made it this far, follow us, share it with a friend. And then not only that, it's the year of the sibling. So share it with your brother, share it with your sister, share it with your mother, share it with somebody you love a lot. And then as always, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Talking Tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know. Jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.